Hi. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a demonstration on how to fix a little mishap that I had. So at the moment, with everything that's going on, there are going to be people that aren't able to get to a nail tech to have your nails fixed. So we do have a solution with Ignyte Cosmetics. You can do your own nails at home. So if you have a look here, I've actually chipped the corner of my application. I've got like an overlay over the top of my natural nail, and I've chipped that off. So if I don't fix that soon, that's actually going to just, I'm going to end up losing my own nail. So I'm going to walk you through the process. I'm using our Shape It file, and I'm going to use the coarse side. And what I want to do is just basically remove all the surface shine. So in order for the Soak It product to work effectively, we need to remove any shine from the surface. So you're breaking, it's pretty much breaking the seal so that we can allow the Soak It to get through and soak off that porous, soak it off while it's porous, sorry. So it's just a matter of filing it back until there's no more shine left on the nail. I'm getting in around my cuticle and down the sides carefully. I don't want to file my natural nail because I want to preserve the health of my natural nail. So I'm just being careful that I'm only running my file along where the product is. Once I'm happy that I've removed pretty much all the surface shine, I can check that by just wiping off the dust, and you'll see that it's matte, but it'll just show me once that dries if there's any, super shiny spots. And if there is, that means I've just got to file it a little bit more. There are not any shiny spots, so it's all good. So what I'm basically trying to do is just remove the polish, not the actual overlay product. But if you have got a soak off product on, you can remove the whole thing and start from scratch. So I've grabbed some Soak It, soaked my little wipe it pad. I'm going to place that over the nail, and just using your normal kitchen aluminium foil, what you want to do is wrap it like a turkey, nice and tight, so that no air gets in. So I'm going to squeeze that around and make sure that it's completely airtight. So that's basically working now to soak through the top layer or the polish part of that nail. Allow about probably 10 minutes for that to work, for that to soak through, okay? And then once that's done, then I can start with the repair part of it. So I'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, so it has been about 10 minutes. We're going to have a sneak peek and have a look and see how that's going. Trying to open it where I can close it again if I need to soak it for a little bit longer. So the idea is you just kind of check on one nail at a time. If you are soaking off all of them, it's better to do one at a time. That way you can rewrap it while you're checking on the others. So as you can see, it has started to lift off. So that's a good thing. What I want to do is just scrape that really gently. So it may look like I'm scraping rough, but I'm not. It's very, very gentle. I'll just use this side to get in around my cuticle because that'll be a little bit more gentle. Sometimes you might need to just give it a scrape and then rewrap it for another couple of minutes. It really depends on what kind of top coat you've got on that your nail tech has used, or what product they've used. So if it doesn't come off immediately and it's, taking a little bit longer to get it off, then, or, you're having trouble. So now you can see that not much is coming off, which means that I'm going to have to just soak it for a little bit longer. But you can see it's peeling off there on that edge where I had actually chipped it. Okay, so I'm going to recycle. If I can open it. There we go. Grab a little bit more soak it, because I basically want to make sure that it's nice and moist, and I'm going to re-wrap it. So make sure when you're wrapping it that you just get that little pad directly over the nail. Just squish it in like that first, and then I'll fold that. Okay, and then just tuck it, like give it a good squeeze and tuck it all in so that there's no air getting to it. So we'll leave that another few minutes. Okay, so back again. Let's check on this now. And there you go, we're breaking through it all. So, as I said, some products will take a little bit longer to soak through. That's okay. You've just got to kind of be patient if you want to do it this way and make sure that, you know, you don't cause any damage to the natural nail. We just want to try and preserve that if we can and keep them nice and healthy. So you can see that this has pretty much lifted off. I don't want to peel it off because, well, even though I have just then, just to show you, but I'm going to be very careful with removing it because basically, as I said, I don't want to cause any damage. So anything that's especially loose, I'll just kind of flake that off, but the rest I'll file back. So this is all fairly loose here. I'm not pulling at my natural nail. If you can feel it pulling at your natural nail, then don't keep going. You're better off just continuing to soak it. All right, so that's pretty much got majority of it off. I could keep going with that, but I'm actually going to be overlaying this again anyway. So I'm just going to file this down now so that I get it nice and smooth. Now I'm only filing on the actual product, so I don't want to file my natural nail. Now, being that I know what I'm doing, and I've been doing this for a long time, I can work a bit quicker. But when you're doing it, just if you don't have a great deal of experience, just take it carefully and just make sure that you're aiming just for the product, not for, you know, not basically running it over your natural nail. I don't know why I put my file down then. So what I want to do is remove as much as I can so that I'm not leaving anything that's lifted underneath. That's really important because if any moisture gets in underneath, it's not good, especially if it's covered. You won't be able to see if there's any type of fungal or growth happening underneath. So you want to make sure that you remove any bits that are lifting and file it back. So we get the idea. I'm going to keep going with this, but I'm going to fast track this video so that we're not sitting here the whole time watching me filing a nail off. So I'll be back in a sec with the nail all prepped. Okay, so fast tracked. I'm now using the more gentle side of this file, which is the pattern side, because I'm down to natural nail, so I want to be careful that I don't overfile my natural nail. I'm just making sure that whatever else is left of the product is gone. Okay, so as you can see, this nail is now ready to do another overlay on. So I'm just going to prep it as I normally would, and I'm just going to use a little bit of our softener. And this is like a cuticle remover, so I'll just pop a little dollop there, massage that in around the cuticle and sidewalls of the nail. And again, leave this for a couple of minutes so that it has time to soak in and do its job. So we'll leave that for a few minutes and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm now ready to just gently push back my cuticle using the pusher end or the larger scoop end. And then with the smaller scoop, I'm going to come in a circular motion and just remove any non-living tissue or anything that's stuck in and around that cuticle area. So this will give me a nice clean surface to work on. Okay, and as you can see, I had a little bit of gunk around there. I will make sure I clean that properly. All right, so my next step is to use a little bit of Cleanse It on a clean wipe. And I'm going to remove any residue of the soften it, sorry. And I'll remove that little fluff. And then I'm ready to go straight in with my overlay. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is apply a coat of glass. This is our base and our top coat. So it's a 2-in-1. And I want to just make sure I apply an even coat over the entire nail, but don't flood it. Don't make sure you don't run it into the sidewalls and the cuticle area. You just want to apply a nice even coat over the entire nail, and make sure you cap the free edge so that you're basically creating a lip around a free edge. But go back and just brush it down just to make sure that you don't end up with a lip there either. Once that's done, oh, I'm just knocking everything over. Make sure you move your product out of the way of the light, and then we're going to put it in the lamp for 45 seconds and cure that for 45 seconds. Okay, so now that that's been cured for 45 seconds, I'm going to use my Build It. So this is a thicker viscosity gel, so a thicker gel. This can be used on its own even without putting an overlay powder on it. And it will provide, like just under a gel manicure, so under gel polish, it will provide that extra bit of strength to the nail and will help your gel polish last a bit longer as well. So it's a great product to use on its own, or if you are doing an overlay, which is very similar kind of concept to SNS. I think I've got a fluff through that. The difference being is this is 100% gel and it's safe. So it's vegan. It basically doesn't contain some of the harsh chemicals that the resin contains when you're using an SNS product. Okay, so I have a nice even coat, and then I'm using overlay dust number 3, and what I'm going to do is position my finger over the top of the pot, and so I'm not dipping, even though I'm not sharing this with anyone, but just for the sake of hygiene, I'm just going to sprinkle this over the top, so I'm not actually dipping into the pot. So I'll tap that off, the excess off, and I love this glitter. And you can see that I've got a really nice coating over the top of my own natural nail. Okay, so I'll pop this in and cure that for 45 seconds. Okay, so I would like to actually give this a little bit of a file after I've finished. So I'm just going to apply a coat of glass over the top of the nail. So this will basically seal what I've done with the overlay powder. I'm capping my free edge, and what I want to do is just make sure before I put my brush in the pot, I'm just going to wipe it on a lint-free pad before I put it back in, just to make sure that there's no glitter and so forth. And I'll pop that in and cure that for 45 seconds. Okay, so that's cured and it's not sticky or anything. It's nice and smooth. But what I want to do is I want to go back and give it a file. So when I'm filing my nails, I always start with the sides and I hold the file directly upright so that I get a nice straight edge. Bit awkward doing it from this angle, but Okay, and then to shape it. Now I was missing that corner, so now when I touch up my shaping, that should basically level out now. Okay, from this angle, just tidy that up. And then you can't even see where I've lost that corner on this side. Okay, the next thing that I do is I will bring my file up around the cuticle area. So I'll use the soft side for that. And I want to run it down my side wall on the other side. So basically what you want to do is just smooth the product down so that it's a nice even finish. I'm going to come up one side of the nail and then just bring my file up over the nail, and I can do the same on this side, but I'm bringing it up, so I'm kind of allowing it to meet in the middle and just get a nice smooth finish. I'll just dust that off with, I'll clean that off with some cleanser. Okay, I've got a bit of a corner here, so I'll touch that up. Okay, so as you can see, I now have a finished nail and it's all repaired. So I don't have to worry about that corner. It's nice and strong again, and now I'm ready to apply whatever color I like over the top, whether it be nail polish or whether it be a gel polish. So I hope you found that informative. I'll just show you what it looks like with a top coat. Because I can also just leave it like this with the powder. Gives it a beautiful soft glitter effect, but in a nude color. So all three glitter dusts have a different effect. Cut my free edge. And there you go. And of course I'm going to cure that for 45 seconds. Okay, bye for now. Actually, before I finish up this video, one last step that I almost forgot to mention is cuticle oil. Very, very important. If you apply this daily, it's great to keep, and it's super important to keep your skin, your cuticles and your nails moisturized. So actually the best time to do it is before you go to bed. So if you've got a bottle sitting, on your bedside table, it's a great time to use it because you're not washing your hands. It gives it a chance to soak in and do its thing. But that's it. Now I'm finished. Okay, bye for now and stay safe, everyone.